Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin break up after 8 years together. The surprising reason behind their split. Fans around the world were stunned this week by the news that Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin, one of Hollywood's most admired and low-profile couples, have called it quits after 8 years together. While many celebrity relationships often face ups and downs in the public eye, Johnson and Martin had always seemed to find their own rhythm, balancing fame, family, and privacy. But according to multiple sources, even their deep connection was not enough to withstand the pressures of their increasingly demanding careers. After months of speculation, People magazine reported that the American actress and the British Coldplay frontman had officially ended their on-again, off-again relationship, and that this time, it appears to be final. The breakup has left Johnson, 35, in what sources describe as incredible pain, particularly because of how invested she had been in making the relationship work, not only for herself and Martin, but also for the strong bond she had formed with his children. A love that spanned nearly a decade. Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin first began dating in late 2017, quietly building a relationship that stood out for its understated nature in the often flashy world of celebrity romances. The couple rarely walked red carpets together and preferred to keep their relationship private, though they were occasionally spotted enjoying vacations and spending time with Martin's 2 children, Apple and Moses, from his previous marriage to actress Gwyneth Paltrow. Those close to the couple described their connection as genuine, grounded, and filled with mutual admiration and love. Over the years, they navigated many milestones together, from intimate family dinners to cozy beach getaways, and even collaborating creatively. In 2021, Johnson directed a music video for Coldplay's song Cry Cry Cry, a project that highlighted their creative synergy as well. But while their love endured for years, behind the scenes there were growing challenges. According to insiders, Johnson and Martin had struggled with maintaining a shared life amid their ever-demanding professional commitments, an issue that eventually led to the heartbreaking decision to part ways. The strain of careers pulled them apart. Dakota wanted this relationship to work, a source told The Sun. She not only loves Chris, but also formed a strong emotional connection with his 2 children. That loss feels incredibly painful for her. The decision to end things was amicable, but Dakota is finding it hard to move forward. For Johnson, whose career has soared in recent years with films such as Persuasion, Madam Web, and several upcoming projects as both an actress and a director, the challenge was finding time to balance personal happiness with professional obligations. Meanwhile, Martin has been fully immersed in Coldplay's globe-spanning Music of the Spheres World Tour, which has kept him on the road for much of the past 3 years. The Daily Mail reported that Martin's relentless touring schedule became one of the final factors that led to the split. In the current scenario, settling down, as in Chris properly taking his foot off the pedal, isn't going to happen, the insider explained. That was one of many straws that broke the back of their relationship. The relationship had been struggling for some time. While the breakup may have come as a surprise to fans, those close to the couple suggest that their relationship had been faltering for a while. Daily Mail and The Sun reported that the pair had been trying to keep things together behind closed doors, but the emotional distance between them had grown increasingly difficult to bridge. Over the past year, they both understood that their relationship had stalled, another source revealed. They loved each other deeply, but neither could deny that they were no longer moving forward together. And for a couple who always valued honesty, that became impossible to ignore. Reports suggest that before making the breakup official, both Johnson and Martin had made repeated attempts to salvage their relationship. They explored ways to restructure their schedules and spend more time together, but ultimately the professional demands on both sides proved insurmountable. They had constant attempts to keep it together, a friend shared. But they were living largely separate lives, and eventually, even when they were physically together, it became clear that their paths were diverging emotionally as well. Dakota's heartbreak and path forward. For Johnson, the breakup marks a particularly difficult period. Friends describe her as being in incredible pain, especially given how much she had invested in creating a future with Martin and his children. Dakota worked hard to make this relationship work, a close friend told People. She adored Chris and had a special bond with his kids. Walking away from all of that is devastating for her. Nonetheless, those around Johnson describe her as resilient and determined to move forward, even though the healing process will take time. She's processing everything now, the friend added. It's going to take a while, but Dakota is strong. She's focusing on her work and leaning on her friends and family. Chris Martin focused on touring. For Martin, the breakup is also an emotional blow, though his tour commitments continue to demand his full attention. Insiders say that Martin, too, cared deeply for Johnson and wanted the relationship to succeed. But with Coldplay's tour extending well into next year, making personal life a priority simply wasn't feasible. Chris and Dakota both understood that this was the reality, one source said. Neither of them wanted to let each other down, but they had to be honest about what was possible. A private love story comes to an end. Throughout their 8-year relationship, Johnson and Martin managed to maintain a level of privacy rarely seen among celebrity couples. They were never ones to court media attention or share personal details publicly. Instead, they quietly built a life together rooted in love, respect, and mutual support. They had an incredibly special relationship, an insider summed up. But sometimes love isn't enough when life pulls you in different directions. They gave it everything they had. The road ahead. As both stars move forward separately, they remain focused on their respective careers. Johnson has several film and television projects in development and continues to explore opportunities as a director and producer. Martin will remain on tour with Coldplay, bringing their music to audiences worldwide. While the end of Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin's relationship marks the closing of a significant chapter, those close to them are hopeful that both will find peace and happiness in the next phase of their lives. For now, fans can only reflect on the beauty of a love story that, while no longer continuing, left a lasting mark on both of their lives.